Well, welcome back, Snow King Garage. There's the hood to the 2009 Dragon Switchback. And there it is, all torn apart. See, I've got everything apart. Show you what I'm doing. First of all, we did a major cleanup down inside. I painted the exhaust manifold. I do have to put another coat on that. I've got the exhaust valves out. I have one right here rebuilt or cleaned up and ready to install. I will do that after I paint the second coat on that. And what else I've got to do is replace my fuel filter, which is this. You can see it has a line that goes up to a quick connect or whatever you want to call it. Very similar to a car. And you just pop, you have to have a special tool to pop in there. It'll pop those lines off. And then I've got a replacement for that. And I have to replace my oil filter. And I'm going to reroute that oil line because the way it's set up right now, it's getting crushed by this. This is the steering arm. You can see how it moves back and forth there. And whoever had this apart, I don't know if it was the dealer that rebuilt this or somebody else, but I have found several different things that needed some attention. Nuts and bolts missing. I had a bolt missing right here for this frame mount. They had one in it, but this one was gone. As you can see, they're supposed to have two. One major thing that I had, you can't see it right now, is down in here, is the oil pump. And the cable that for the oil pump, now there's a cable that comes out of your throttle, and it comes down. This works your fuel, and then this one works your oil pump. The little ferrule on the end of the cable that went through the arm for the oil pump, there's a little C-clip or an E-clip on the end of it. It was missing. That ferrule was halfway out of the arm of that oil pump. That would have been disaster, because if that falls out, your oil pump doesn't work and you get no oil to your fuel to keep your engine lubricated. It would have blown up. I caught that. I took this plate off right here, and I saw that and was just shocked. And so anyway, I found that. I was tempted to almost pull the engine out, but with all the liquid cooling and stuff like that, it's just a hassle. You can see all this wiring. It's just crazy. It's like working on a car. There's the ECM, the computer. Sure isn't like the old sleds, I'll say that. But this is where we're at with the Dragon. And it's all in pieces. This is the big air box. I took it off, and it's in two halves. You can see right here, and all along here were big gaping gaps where it come apart. The little tabs have worn from vibration, and then they come apart. So I took and did a little bit of plastic welding to make those tabs tight, and then I kind of went ahead and just sealed that all up down in here and on the back side of it too. But yeah, it was a mess. This is the plate that the your ECM fastens in there. You got to take all this stuff out in order to get this off. It's just, yeah, it's just a lot of work. And you have to take this cover off, which goes around your steering in order to get at this fitting for your fuel filter. So, but that's where we're at. I was tempted, or I've tried, I was going to take the studs out of the track. I got one out right there, but they're a pistol. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. They're not that old, but they're in there. I mean, it's so difficult. I'll show you what the stud looks like. This is the back, and this is all you've got to work with. It's a 5/32 hex head, very small. And of course you've got a locking nut that goes down over the stud, and then you've got this plastic backer that goes on top of the track. But what a screwy design. And here's my new fuel line, my oil filter, and these I picked up at Harbor Freight are the tools needed to take off this fitting here and this fitting here, and it's one of these smaller ones, but I'll bring you back for that. Here's the inside of my exhaust valve. I had to replace the diaphragms on them, cleaned them all up, everything was good, all the holes are clear. So we will get at that, and like I said, I have to paint another coat on the exhaust manifold, and then I've got hanging up in the back, I got the muffler and the, I'll show you, the exhaust pipe. There's the muffler and my exhaust pipe. So yeah, we're going to throw another coat of paint on it. It's this heat paint, and this is the stuff here. It's called extreme temperature coating. According to the instructions, you put it on, and then when you fire it up, you run it until it starts smoking, and then you shut it off. And then you got to do that the second time until it starts smoking, until it reaches a certain temperature and it starts smoking. Shut it off, let it cool down, and then the third time you let it run. And those two initial heat ups and cool downs will make that paint permanent. It won't burn off, supposedly. So that's where we're at with that. This is going to take the place of that can. That can I got hanging over here because it's still got oil draining out of it. This is the other muffler that was on it. It's a MBRP. I've heard of them before. So that is going to get cleaned up and sold. Anybody wants it, you can message me or whatever. Anyway, that's where we're going with this, so I'll bring you back when we're doing a little bit more.